Welcome to Coffee and Choreo. I'm Cassidy.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Katie.
And today we are talking about practices, and that practice is for practice.
I think when it comes to practices, there's so many different ways you can do it. You know, even as athletes ourselves and like going to conferences, practices can be structured in so many different ways. I know that for us, like the biggest thing is that we are working routine when it comes to practices. Mm-hmm. So like for our cheer teams, just throwing out like random numbers in practice days, we practice Sunday and Tuesday. That Sunday and Tuesday practice is going to be strictly working on routine. I know for us, we try to do itineraries and stuff about like what we're going to work that day, kind of set some expectations and goals.
Yeah.
Go.
What I was going to say is y'all practice twice a week, right? And so some people might not, well, we do.
We practice three times.
Three times a week? Oh, okay.
2 to 3.
So,
on the team.
Yeah. And I'm trying to structure for next year. And so, like, I don't know if I want to go to 2 days a week. I don't know. I grew up dancing just like 1 hour a week per routine. So some kids stay if there are multiple routines. But next year, I think each team will have multiple different styles, unless they're on a hip-hop team. Hip-hop teams will be strictly that. But what they said is the same with dance. When they are in the studio for that 1 hour, hour and a half, like it's strictly like just a routine. And it might become repetitive, but especially when you get like right now we're in competition season, you're going to change that routine every time you go to a competition, maybe. More than likely, yes. And so you need that 1 hour to change the routine, structure it, do whatever you need to do after you get the feedback from the judges.
I'm so glad that your dances like thing with changing the routine after competitions is similar to cheer. Because I feel like sometimes we get feedback from parents are like, why are we changing the routine all the time, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we can keep the same routine from August to May.
Yeah.
But that necessarily doesn't going to benefit your child.
Yeah.
Like, judges' feedback, it's there for a reason. Do we always agree with it? No. But there are times where they say something where we're like, you know what? Yeah, they're right. Maybe we should add in a ripple. Maybe we should be a little more creative in our tumbling pass or whatever it may be. And so we change it.
I always tell the kids when we start, I said, this routine, when we finish it, I said, ain't going to look like this by the end of the season. Yeah. It's going to be completely different. So by the time we get to nationals or that last competition, it's going to be the perfect routine, or as perfect as we can get it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, sometimes our kids like changes. Like, we have one team where we're like, oh, we're going to take out that motion and we're going to give you new choreography in that spot. And they're like, oh, yay, cool, new fresh choreography. And they're so excited. And then you have, like, other teams who just so happen to constantly be put in the position where they need to change their routine. And they're like, I'm sorry, changing my routine.
Yeah.
And so it can not be fun. I mean, trust, we don't always want to change people's routine. It takes up a lot of time in practices when we would rather be working on skills than having to fix routines. But I think this year, our team's routines are a lot more intricate than in the past. So, like, besides that one team that has to have their routine change, the other teams really haven't seen that much of a difference lately. So I feel like in practices,
that's a good thing.
Yeah. I feel like in practices, we've really been able to hone in specifically on just their skills instead of having to make like drastic changes.
Yeah. I'm not ready for that. Like that first competition, they're going to come back and be like, okay, we're restarting. It won't be like that. But sometimes it can be because judges will be they'll be like, there's I don't know if y'all have judges that are specifically like coaches judge. Like there's teacher judges at dance competitions that just judge me.
No.
Yeah, they'll judge my choreography. They'll judge my costume picks. They'll judge, So it's specifically just for me. And so
on uniform. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't. Sometimes I'll let the kids listen to that, but usually it's like just me. They're like talking more of adult language, so it's just for me. But anyways, I lost my train of thought where I was going there. But they'll tell me like, oh, instead of doing this, you should have done this, or you need to take that out. So they're pretty clear on what looks good. If I agree with it. If I don't, I don't.
I kind of really like that because we don't have any kind of judge like that. It's more of a, the majority of it is numerical, and then it's like vague comments.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not like, you should have done this. They're pretty much like, lacked innovation. Okay?
It's like, where? Can you tell me where?
Yeah.
Give me the exact
Why?
place.
Oh, when a judge is just watching and they're like, that was good. Great. Oh, looks good.
You don't like, I feel like ours is more like, if it's choreography wise, they'll like make comments about our stunt creativity and then like just overall routine creativity and tumbling creativity. So like it'll be like creative entrances and dismounts in majority of routine. That's it. Like they make a comment acknowledging that there's creative.
It's almost like a
ones,
pre-selected comment. You
but
just,
but they don't say like, oh, I loved the entrance to your elite, or like nothing like that, or they don't say like, consider a new dismount in pyramid. Like,
Yeah, because then it makes you overthink it. Like, should I keep this? Especially parts that you're kind of hesitant on.
Yeah.
Like, you try to make a full routine that you're fully confident in, but there are going to be parts that you're like, oh, that's kind of risky putting it in there. And so getting that judge's feedback to say like, oh, that was good. Like, keep that. That looks great. I mean, it's just helpful.
yeah. And I feel like, you know, tying this all into practices, like practices during competition season look so much different than off season too.
Oh, yeah. I look scary.
I know for us off season, I don't want to say it's more fun, but it's a little bit more relaxed. Like we can have fun trying out many different skills until we figure out what we like. Also, if we have like 30 minutes left to practice, we kind of hit all of our target points. We're like, okay, let's work on new skills. And then once choreography hit and competition is like upon us, we're just like, no, it's all routine. It's routine. It's routine. And I think sometimes that can be frustrating for parents to know or like to understand, because I mean, I'm sure every gym owner, every coach has had this comment made to them. For as much money as we pay, you know, it's like, and I get it. It is a lot of money. Like, I will preach it to the choir. You know, my mom worked 3 jobs so that I could do cheer. I try to make everything affordable as possible, kind of thing. But you know, when we, like, yes, we're paying all this money, but you're not really paying money to have a tumbling class in the middle of your routine. You're paying money because we want to win. You know, and it's really hard to carve out time in our regular practice schedule to work on Sally Sue's new tumbling pass. You know, if our skills are not perfected that we put on the mat for a competition, I ain't moving on. You know, and I think that sometimes that can be frustrating because season flies by, and I will preach that season is gone in the blink of an eye, and then it's tryouts, and parents realize they don't have any new skills to show for it. And then so they're getting frustrated, which I can get, like, I totally understand, but I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to tell parents, like, please come to our camps, please sign up for another tumbling class. Like, I'm happy to spot Sally Sue a couple times after practice, but I mean, that's not as beneficial as an actual tumbling class.
Right. Yeah. I'm the same way. I always say, like, our competitive kids do train on Mondays, so they have those classes and that's built into their tuition, so they have to do that. But it's still like, I have one kid that takes all our recreational classes that she can because her mom wants her to get better and wants her to advance and stuff. And so I even offer, if you're a competitive kid, you can take those recreational classes for like a little bit of a discount because I want them to be in those classes because that's how you get better. Because when auditions come here in a few months, if you're still where you are last year, then you're not getting on a higher team. Like, you're going to stay there, and so it's just beneficial to them.
Last year we had a like a tumbling class day for teams.
So like a regular 2 practice schedule, and then it was just an hour tumbling day. They can work on whatever
the skills they wanted, and then like our higher level kids, we had like an outside coach to be able to help work with them, and we offered that was built into their tuition. Like, this was an opportunity for kids to be able to come and work on skills that they want to learn for next year or to just get better for this season. And it really goes to show like how many kids actually want to come and put in the work. Because let's say if we had
optional.
Let's team,
make that
this is
clear.
optional. If this was like a team of 18, 5 kids would be showing up.
Oh, wow.
And it'd be the same kids
every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can also understand those kids' parents that show up, their frustrations, because they're like, my kids are putting in the work, where are these other kids? You know, we can't have 3 athletes get better and then expect a team to level up, because you need a lot of kids to
Yep.
get better, to level up.
Yeah.
I can't just rely on 3 kids to carry the team.
And you know, a lot of these kids who are shooting in their skills and like getting new skills are either attending privates, attending clinics, and then whenever we had the 1 hour tumbling class, they were coming every single week.
Yeah.
And we also are very big on like, oh yeah, if you just want to come in and tumble on the side, like be our guest. Like we have kids who are here on their non-practice days who drive 30, 45 minutes just to get some tumbling reps in on the side because they just want to be better. They want to better themselves. And so it does get a little frustrating when parents complain that we're not working enough skills and practice like during the season, but it's like, but this is not what that's for. Like
Yeah.
from choreography till the end of their very last competition, it is routine based.
Yeah.
You will not catch us working on, you know, new skills or perfecting a skill that they're currently working. Like we don't have time for that. That is summertime. And if you want more time during the year, then you're gonna have to figure out a way for your kid to be here to be able to put in more work.
Yeah. Going off that, so like when we're in a practice or like a solo and we're learning choreography, I just want to say, okay, the next part you're gonna do a coupe turn to 2 chaînés and then you're gonna run, do a Russian. I don't want to teach you how to do that. I want you to just do it.
What?
Period.
What is any of that?
But when
Like kufu to do shi to da da da.
Something to a Russian.
but most our kids, pretty much all our kids, like if I said that, like they could do it unless they're a hip hop dancer. They look at me like, what? That's what practice is for, is to run the routine and learn the choreography, and that is it. If you want to learn extra skills, if you want to learn all that, you need to either take the class or take a private, so when you come to auditions, like you're not shocked when you don't make a team, because that's what parents are. You know, that's a TikTok sound. It's like, are you shocked? Like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's gonna be, because they're not putting, and we're not telling you like you need to spend money, but you need to put in the time and the effort that it takes to, like, for your kid to grow.
Right.
And that's not just coming to practice and doing a routine, because when that audition comes, that's not going to be the same routine. It's going to be completely different.
And I can say too, like, from Cass and I's standpoint too, you know, we're not asking parents to spend any more money. You don't have to spend a dime to come put in work,
Just come
because
in.
we have an open gym policy. You want to come in, as long as you're not goofing off, like, you are welcome. And like I have athletes who come in and I'll be coaching a team and they're like, hey Coach Katie, when you get 2 seconds, will you come just like watch this, tell me what I can do, can you help me set up a drill so that I can work on my set, can we do this and that, like, do you have any recommendations? It takes me no less than a minute to go do it. I mean, it's not really demanding my time, especially when we have 2 coaches coaching a team.
Yeah.
So that's not at all what we're saying. I just want to make that clear too.
Yeah.
We're just saying that, you know, in a sport like this that is so reliant on each teammate, you know, you have to have that level of commitment. And we're not saying live here. Like, honestly, if you came 1 extra hour a week, you would be ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's it's a perfect example of us adding that 1 hour practice. Our teams are so much more
It's
advanced.
so much better.
And just in general, every single team this year just looks good. And I truly think it's because of that one singular hour that we add every week. So, like, if you think about adding an hour of just purely based tumbling every single week to your schedule, you're going to get better. And, like she said, we have mentioned so many times to athletes and parents, like, if you're struggling on a skill, come in.
Yeah.
Come in. Put in some reps. If your only reps on this skill are at practice when we're going full out, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go off to the side when you have more energy, you're not in the middle of the routine, you're not dying. Put in some reps, so that way when you are in the middle of a routine, you might not eat the floor.
Yeah.
And I can't fathom, you know, not feeling ready for competition, you know. Like, as an athlete, like, if I was busting on a skill, like, you best believe I was not going to be the one to touch out.
Yep.
So I was going to come in and put in extra work.
Yep. And I think what's been frustrating is we've said these things and people still don't come.
Yeah.
But then
But they still,
Like, you offer
they
the
still complain.
Yeah, they
Or
offer
get
the-
upset
yeah.
if we take them out of a tumbling pass, and it's like, what have you done to prove that you belong in this spot?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You offer all the resources you can, and then it's like...
And you're still the bad guy no matter what.
It's like, dance is a little bit harder because we just have one, like, room, and, like, you can't, like, I can't have people in there while, like, other classes are going on.
Especially
Like,
when you have littles.
yeah, eventually maybe we could, like, cut it in half, but...
Right.
Maybe I'll implement, like, there's on Tuesdays, there's like an hour where like no one's in there. Like we can do like an open studio or something where
Yeah,
kids can just come in there. As long as someone's in the building,
Yeah.
like that's fine. So
Yeah.
We thought
We're
about
probably
starting
doing-
to do some open gyms too.
yeah, just an open
I say
studio.
that
where-
was my way of living at the gym, because us being world's athletes, we had 2.5 hour practices 2 times a week. And then on top, like, you know, Katie played volleyball, basketball, and track. And then I did track and school cheer and had a job. So, like, our weekly schedules were booked. But our coach always offered an open gym. And that majority of the kids on our team and probably the level beneath us were there every single week.
Yeah.
Working on new skills. And even if we weren't currently like in line to get spotted on a new skill, we were off to the side doing other things. And I tell you right now, that's probably why I never touched out on any of this stuff, because
Yeah. Also, I feel like when you're in a
Go ahead, sorry.
when you're in that, because kids, like when they're in class, especially with kids that like might be doing the skill a lot better than them, it can make you a little timid, and like it's like, I don't want to do it. But when you're by yourself in your own mental space, like when you're not like in a line waiting,
Right.
honestly, like I know I learned better that way. Like someone taught me the skill, and then I went off by myself, and then like I worked on it without anyone judging me or feeling judged or anything like that from other kids, because some kids are mean.
Cass, your comment about open gym made me think of that video that is on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about?
And we're doing like a standing tuck circle until we all like literally eat the mat.
I think there's me in the background doing standing fulls into the pit,
Uh-huh.
busting it every time. But
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
we were
Lord.
doing like our hurdler front punches
Yes.
and like all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And like that's the thing, is like we do have kids who come in and work on new skills, but then they take time to kind of like
have fun.
do some like fun type of skills. Not necessarily goof off, but like, you know, we would work on skills at open gym, and then we'd go off to the side and be like, hey, look, we're doing standing tuck circle. If you want to join, let's join.
So
And
just be like one at a time.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
just keep going
Until you touch
until
out.
you touch out. And then when you touch out, you're out. And so it was like a game, but
Oh.
you're throwing a crap ton of standing tucks at the same time.
Oh my Lord.
So you're getting in reps while playing a game. And so we did stuff like that all the time. And it makes a difference. If you just come in for an hour, which is how long our open gym was, you're going to advance.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, you are going to be advancing in your skills. And like we said, like practices is for the routine. From August to their end of season event, it is for the routine. We cannot stress that enough. We don't have time to be working on skills. If your kid's skill is not mastered and we have other kids who can do the skill like a little bit better, they're going to be doing it. And then some people get frustrated that their kid's not doing the skill when they have the skill, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
So that's where maybe, you know, your kid needs to go off to the side, come in, or even coming in early. Come in early. If we have another team after your kid's team, stay a little bit later. Anything can always help. Like, you don't have to spend a wazoo of money to be able to get better.
Yeah. And I can't stress enough either that like during practice times, the work is never done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless you're winning every single competition, you're untouchable. Like I can't imagine doing something different than, okay, let's watch pyramid, let's see where we can fix it. Okay, let's watch this section, let's see what we can do. You know, and then just putting in rep after rep after rep, to try and achieve that perfection.
Yep. And especially now, like, we were talking to a team last night. They went full out 3 times in a row, and every single time they were done, it wasn't like a major, like, this entire section was off count. It was more like, hey, your feet were apart in that one section, that one singular person.
It's the littlest things
It's the
now.
little
Yeah,
things. It's
yeah.
the details.
Yeah, it's the little
And
details.
I don't know how many times. I know we've preached this to our kids. I don't know how much our parents have heard us say it, but we always say, like, the small things matter. The small things are going to either get you to first place or second place. Like, if we don't fix these tiny little details, then you're always going to be neck and neck with that other person that's in your division.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, me and Katie will literally, like, stand there and practice, and we're just like this during their full out. And I've seen you, too. When they're dancing, you're just like this. Because you're studying every single little aspect in the routine. Like, my eyes are going left to right, and I'm looking for feet apart. I'm looking for flex feet. I'm looking for minor timing. I'm looking for everything that could be possibly wrong.
Yeah, we just happen to look pissed off.
And we do, yes!
So we have some parents complain, and rightfully so, because I can't imagine.
I had one, too.
You're looking through a window.
I had one, too.
And you're, especially for me and Cass, we have our back to you.
Yes.
We coach.
I know. I think I need
You're
to turn
looking
around.
through.
But then they'll see me through the mirror. But I'm legit like.
We're just like, I'm literally sitting there like this, watching. And just like looking for bent knees. I'm
fidgeting
looking for timing.
with your
I'm
hand.
looking for my
your arms
bases to
across.
move their feet.
Yes.
And then like literally, I don't even think I breathe the whole routine. And then afterwards, I have to like replay it in my head and then go tell everybody.
Yep.
What happened.
So,
So
I like end up having to count the things on my fingers. Like, okay, I saw this. Okay, I saw this. And I'm like doing this. And then like when the routine's over with, I'm like, okay, the first one. Oh yeah. Da-da-da-da. What was the second thing I saw? Oh yeah. Da-da-da-da. Like, but I feel like parents, obviously, they can't tap into our minds. They don't know what we're doing. They don't know what we're looking for.
And honestly, from a parent POV, we're probably looking pissed off as they. Oh shit.
Okay. Why did it do that?
I don't know. Did it just stop?
Oh, now. Oh, the mics went off. Did y'all unplug them?
No.
Accident? No.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Now they're going. It just. Just stopped, so we should still
if
be
that
good.
cut out.
God
So sorry.
But I had
That goes on editing.
I edited last. No, I edited last. It's not me. Nope. Between y'all, like jumping that fight. Because I remember y'all said it was the weekend I got engaged because y'all were going to that competition.
Oh,
and y'all were like, Caitlin, you do it. And I was like, okay.
Can we not use the excuse we have competition again?
Because we do have competition. We leave Friday. And we're going all weekend. We don't get back until Sunday night.
Then y'all better start editing tonight. She sounds like my teacher. You'll have tonight and tomorrow. What I was saying though was I had a mom. I'm gonna move on from this. I had a mom that asked one of their kids. They were like, "Why is Miss Caitlin like look so pissed off?" And, like during a practice, and it was our group of all our girls, the four sisters, and she was like, "Why does Miss Caitlin look so pissed off?" And she was like, "Did you do something?" And they were like, "I don't know. She always looks like that."
And like that's true. I have always found like even like if I'm watching
my concentrating face,
like a live performance on the TV, like if it's like American Idol or like Dancing with the Stars, I feel like if I really like it or if I'm like moved by it, I'm just like this. Like I'm like, and I look mad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like genuinely looking and listening.
Yeah.
But then like if it's something I don't care about, I'm just like, okay.
So you know,
Like
yeah.
I just feel like when you're focusing as someone, you look pissed off, okay?
Yeah.
But I promise you, we're not pissed off. If we're pissed off, you're gonna see our arms doing this, and us doing that,
or stopping the music.
That's when we're mad.
So I started doing this during practice because, like you were saying, you couldn't remember what the critiques were. So when I watched the DCC making the team, you know how Kelly like talks into her phone?
Yes.
I started doing that.
I tried doing it one day, and then I would like hold it, and then I would forget to keep talking, and so then I'm just staring at the routine. And
She
I'm like,
said it all in her head.
oh wait, hold on.
No, I started doing that, and then I'll play it for them, and I also will video them, and so they can like, and then you can still hear me.
Yes.
And that's been helpful because from a 2-minute and 30-second routine, like I'm like, crap.
You forget.
Yeah.
You forget the little things. It's like it's in your head right then and there, and you kind of want to like yell it out loud so they can hear you, but you're like, wait, no, they're still going full out. Like you can't yell a correction at them right now. And so you forget. But yeah, videos, we're doing that a lot. We've kind of gotten away from it a little bit, which we need to get back to it. I think the hardest thing for us is we have to set it up somewhere. And so like when there's tumbling classes
and a binder clip.
When there's tumbling classes and another team going on, we're in the way.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we've struggled. Like on Sundays, it's super easy for us. Or if it's Wednesday nights with our senior team when no one else is here, it's easy. But other than that, we have to get back into that. We do watch, we use practices to watch their old competition videos. So like we have competition this weekend. When we come back for the next practice, we watch the video and go over critiques, like the judges' scores and stuff. So like that's another thing that we do during practices is it's just very honed in on competition because it's competition season. It's not off season. It's not let's work on new skills. Let's see what we can learn, what we can do better. No, it's these are your skills. This is your routine. We're going to go over it. We're going to perfect it. That's how you score high. That's how you win. Spending time on doing anything else isn't going to get us there.
Yep. Period. Yep.
I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to succeed in new stuff, make time. It doesn't cost you a penny on the dance side or the cheer side. We are more than happy to have you come in and work on new skills. We're more than happy to give you feedback. If you would like more one-on-one time, then obviously clinics, privates, all that good stuff, everything's available for you. But when it is August through May, it's routine.
Yeah. And I would encourage parents to like have a conversation with your coaches, a very polite, respectful conversation, but be like, hey, like I see that they're not worried. Like if you're a parent who's confused, like, hey, I want her to get a tuck. What do we need to do that? Because I see that y'all are not working on that in practice. And then, we can open up that dialogue, help everybody better understand. We'll provide you with solutions, just I always encourage people to have good dialogue with their coaches, with the gym owner, whoever. So many things can be resolved with just a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're one of our parents who filled out our feedback form, thank you.
Yes.
Gracias. We appreciate it. But yeah, I think we can always improve. And like Katie said, open dialogue is the best kind of dialogue.
All right. Until next then.
Until
next time. Y'all realize we haven't done this in a while.
We're rusty.
Okay. Until next time.
Keep your coffee hot.
And your toes pointed.
Bye, guys.
Cash got the groove, K smooth as silk. Katie in the groove, rhythm thick as milk. Break it down, sip it up, dance in the town. Host, hold the crown, never gonna slow down. Podcast fam, dance hard, jam slam. Caffeine and moves, keep it tight, no sham. Feeling that rush, cats making the hush.